Nkechi Amare Diallo.
The audacity. I mean, the temerity.
What is good, people, and welcome on another episode today. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing great. And if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video, we are going to talk about this white woman who always presents herself as a black woman, despite being born by white spirits. Anytime she's in the news for the wrong things. She presented herself as a black woman and even joined the NACCP. She went ahead to change her name. What she changed her name to is actually a very funny name. She changed her name to Ikechi Amara Diallo. Like, she literally went far. She traveled far to Nigeria to go and pick a name there. She changed her name and became a teacher. Then she opened an OF account, and the OF account was found, and she has been fired. Anytime Ikechi, because we are going to be calling her Ikechi now, anytime Ikechi is appearing online, she always wants to be black. Even till date, from the pictures on her OnlyFans page, she's still doing brush, still presenting herself as a black woman, still tanning her skin and stuff like that. This has sparked a conversation on TikTok, and without wasting much time, let's check out what the people are saying about this woman who is so obsessed and wants to be black so bad.
While everyone is focused on Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFriends account, I want to talk about her new name, Nkechi Amare Diallo.
The audacity. I mean, the temerity.
I've never encountered a person with Nkechi.
Nkechi, how many times did I call you?
Nkechi Nyere.
Nkechi,
Amare
answer.
Diallo. Let me break it down for you. Nkechi is a Nigerian, an Igbo name. Don't quote me, but like gift of God or something. Nkechi Nyere. Igbo name. Amare, I'm not too sure, but I know Diallo is definitely a Fulani name. Really common with like Senegalese people, but it's a Fulani name, so we can say it's Nigerian too because they're Fulanis in Nigeria. So sis went from black passing. She went from black passing as Rachel Dolezal to Nkechi Diallo. The OnlyFriends is like secondary to the audacity of naming yourself Nkechi. Don't go.
Yo.
Nah. I want to be a white woman in America in my next life because can you imagine
Nkechi, how many times did we call you?
Stop.
In the past, I've always said, a woman should not be punished for taking ownership of her own body, especially if she's using her body to get money. As long as she's safe and she's in the confines of her own comfort, however she uses her body is her business and her business alone. And she should not be punished for it. I found the one exception.
And another thing, Rachel Dozial, however you say her name, she's another bug out. What she did to begin with was crazy within itself, bugged out. She tried to completely gaslight the entire world, her parents, everyone, okay? Then she had a documentary about said actions, okay? She had her children in the documentary. Her children were begging her with their souls to just stop. Just chill out. Get out the public eye. You're doing the most. You're doing a lot. You're hurting my soul. Okay? Fast forward. I don't know how she got another teaching job. I mean, I guess it's a teacher shortage. But nonetheless, fast forward. She changes her name from Rachel Dozial to Nkechi something, right? Obviously, you have to change your identity after what you just did. She changes her name, gets a teaching job, and then creates an OnlyFans, busting it wide open on OnlyFans. At the same time, you're a teacher under a different name because you were pretending to be somebody you wasn't supposed to be and trying to gaslight the world. Now, why would you do that to your sons? Why would you do that to yourself? It's like you're allergic to the bag because not only did you just come from a whole bunch of controversy where you had to change your name, location, and everything else about yourself to secure another job, you gonna go do OnlyFans, playing with prosthetics in your birthday suit on a Tuesday while you're a teacher. You got a job that was, you were able to redeem yourself. You were able to crawl up out the ashes, unrightfully, unjustly so, and get you another position doing what you love, and you gonna create an OnlyFans.
Every time this woman appears in the timeline, she's taken an L. So today, the news dropped that the blackfish formerly known as Rachel Dolezal has apparently lost her job working at a school due to the discovery of her OnlyFans. For anyone who may be confused, let me remind you.
You African American?
I don't understand the question of, I did tell you that, yes, that's my dad. And he was unable to come in January.
Are your parents, are they white?
Yep, that was her. She was the former leader of the NAACP in her area. Which really isn't a problem. You don't have to be a black person to run the NAACP. No, instead she rather tried to cosplay as a black person and was outed about like 9 years ago. Since then, she's had a Netflix special, tons of interviews, tons of press. She even changed her name to an African name. And I believe during the George Floyd protest was selling shirts. But every time she appears on the timeline, L's.
About her new name.
I may have an unpopular opinion, but I see it as a compliment that this blonde, blue-eyed white woman is so interested in being a black woman. I know that I'm supposed to be offended. I know when Rachel Dolezal first came out, they're like, oh, what is she doing? You can't do this. And now she's gone from Rachel Dolezal to like, apparently what this woman is saying, like a Nigerian Igbo Fulani name. But I am just complimented. I am beyond honored. The blonde, blue-eyed woman, the epitome for multiple nations in this world. You don't want to be that. You want to be brown and coily haired like me. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel.
So y'all remember Miss Rachel Dolezal, correct? Yeah, I'm sure you all do. Well, she's made headlines once again, but this time for a different reason. Apparently, Miss Rachel was fired from her teaching job due to her OF account. She was a teacher at the Catalina Foothills School District in Tucson, and she was terminated Tuesday after the district found out about her adult content on social media that she was promoting. Dolezal, who's changed her name to Nekelshi Diallo back in 2016, was once a leader for the NAACP Spokane branch, despite her being born to two white parents and pretending to be black. Now, her Instagram page contained a link to her OF account, and employees said that they deemed it contrary to the district's social media policy. They stated, "We only learned of Miss Diallo's OF social media post on Tuesday afternoon. Her posts are contrary to our district's use of social media by district employees policy and our staff ethics policy. She is no longer employed by the Catalina Foothills School District. We all know that Miss Dolezal thinks that she is a black woman despite her being born to two white parents, and she was white presenting until she did a bunch of stuff to herself to make herself appear as a light-skinned or mixed race black woman, which she is not." But she said that, "I feel like the idea of being trans black would be much more accurate than I'm white, because, you know, I'm not white." Ma'am, who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Yourself? She told the newspaper that she believes that there is a black and white side on the issues ranging from policies to social and cultural issues. She said that despite being born to two white parents, she identifies as black. She said her hairstyle and tan skin led people to believe that she was black. She didn't correct them. She took the whole truth that race is a social construct to mean that she could then change her appearance, right, to fit into what society believes to represent blackness, even though we still see right through it. Because, like I said, who are you fooling? But she thought that if she could just fit the part by just simply looking the part, she can identify as black. This is a wild way to take information and the truth about race being a social construct and thinking that she can change her race and be transracial. And I feel like it's also a dig at transgender people for her to be saying that she identifies as black. Ms. Ma'am, identifying as black is one thing if you are a black person or a biracial person who presents as black. That is our identity. But identifying as a black person when you've simply spray tanned yourself and dyed your hair black and you get box braids, or you've put a curly perm in your head, does not make you black. This is such a I don't even have the words for this. But anyway, she's no longer teaching because of her OF account. And I'm just wondering if on this OF account she was this Rachel or this Rachel.
While everyone is focused on Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFriends account,
I love this whole video. Go watch it because we have not heard Rachel's name in years. But from a different vantage point, I would be really curious for someone to do a past life regression on her, or to do a reading on her. Because there's one of two things that are happening with people like this. So we come to this, and this is not everybody's belief, but just walk with me for the sake of conversation. So we come to this world to have experiences, different bodies, different shapes, different races, different sexualities. So either one or two things. She's suffering from a little bit of a mental illness, which is possible because you clearly ain't black in this lifetime. Or her theta brain is still stuck or connected to a past life where she was black. So she's feeling black. She feels that that's her true essence, but it just isn't in this lifetime. So maybe, and our soul has a way that it likes to look and feel and reincarnate, but it's not always beneficial to come back as the way that you were. If you were male last time, it's good to come back as a female and get a different perspective. If you were a parent pet last time, maybe you want to come back as the child. We have soul families. So I'm just curious if it's mental illness, because there's something going on there, or if she's just connected to a past life and is missing that life, because a lot of people, their lives are cut short too soon, or they're still connected or attached for whatever reason. There could be a myriad of reasons, but I'm just curious because her name just popped back up. But food for thought. What are your thoughts on her?
This woman has never been in the news for the good thing. She's always in the news for literally just stealing what does not belong to her, because at this point she wants to be black with every inches and fiber of her being. She wants to be black so bad. She wants to be addressed as a trans black, which is not even making sense at all. The fact that she has families, she has kids, and she's just online literally embarrassing them. And after the old documentary, luck still shine on her and she was still able to get a job. But what did she do? She still went ahead to open an OnlyFans account, still posting, this thing there. And if you are wondering how she's presenting herself, because now we know Ikechi is two different people. She's white, but she's representing black. She's white, but she's presenting herself as black. Even on all her accounts, she still presented herself as a black woman. Like, you can tell that every fiber of her being screams that she wants to be black so freaking bad. During the George Floyd situation as well, I think she was the one selling, was it shirt or something for 8 point something cent, price that is the same as the minute that the police officer knelt on George Floyd's neck. And it was very pathetic. I think she went viral that time as well. They would do it like they are supporting the foundation or they are trying to support what is going on, but it is a lie. It is all for our own gain. Even with everything that happened, even with all the documentary, it's still funny that she was still even able to get a job. She has been in the news couple times, and I feel like if you are employing someone, there are some background checks that they will do, and especially when they are going to be around maybe kids, there are some underground check-ins that they do. Is it that they didn't do it, or they did it and they just felt like it wasn't a big deal? And even if luck shine on her, she still used her hand to ruin the entire job that she was able to get for herself. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, This woman wants to be black, like so bad, and it's ruining a lot of things for her, embarrassing her family as well. Let me know what you guys think about the new Nkechi Amare Diallo, because that is what she's calling herself now. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.